When you know that you are queer, but your favorite drink is beer, that's gayish. You can bottom without stopping, but you can't stand going shopping, that's gayish. Oh, gayish, you're probably gayish. Well, life's just too short for narrow stereotypes, so it's gayish. We're also gayish. It's Gayish with Mike and Kyle. Hello, everyone in the podcast universe. This is Gayish,
the podcast that ships Spock and Uncle Jesse, mostly because their celebrity name would be Spunkle.
Spunkle Messy.
Spunkle Messy.
No.
To infinity and beyond.
I live long and prosper. I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz.
And we're here to bridge the gap between sexuality and actuality. And today, happy birthday. No, it's not a birthday.
No.
Fuck. Happy 350th.
Happy multiple of 50 to us.
Oh.
Here's my White Claw.
Kyle got me a giant chilada because he knows that I love them and I'm not doing keto right now. So
it's like the olden days.
It's just like the olden days.
Cheers,
My
Mike.
goodness. Cheers, Kyle. God
Here's
bless
to 350 episodes.
Here's to 350 episodes. 345 more than we should have.
You think episode 6 was our peak? It's all been downhill from there.
Absolutely. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna just like a boomer, I'm gonna ask on Zoom. Can everybody hear me?
Can you hear me?
Am I on mute?
That's the thing is people will, if you're just talking and no sound is coming out, people will say in the comments nothing's happening. Okay. You don't have to ask.
Okay, well I see.
But you did it anyway.
I see a woo and a yeah. So
woo and a yeah.
Speaking of which, everybody, okay, I'm sure you already know all of this, but whatever. On every episode that is a multiple of 50, we do a question and answer session, and this time is no different. Please, in the Facebook comments for the event, add your questions. We will get to those live if we can, but we have a whole bunch that people sent in beforehand because they're good at following instructions, and y'all are not, I guess. I don't know. But we have a bunch of questions to answer, and then if we run out, then we'll just stop. No, we have we also have some quizzes to take, quizzicals that Derek found us. Hey, Derek, say hi.
Hello, everyone.
This time Derek gets to talk because he's asking the questions.
So much power.
Did it. Okay. Thanks, Nathaniel. They said your mic is a little
My
hot.
mic's hot. Hopefully I'm better now. Mike is always trying to turn me down.
Yeah.
Trying to stifle the man.
Well, you know, that's just how shit works. Okay. This is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we have any announcements? We do have announcements. We have some awesome announcements for later, but do we have any feedback, corrections? We already said no, but
no.
I'm asking anyway.
I don't think so.
It just feels premature to go right into the content right now.
I mean, Mike, get in there right away.
All right.
Don't delay. Get in there prematurely.
All right. Well, then, here's the news. Shut your mouth hole. It's time for your ear holes. News. Okay, news the first. So, news the first, Kyle. The government of Canada is warning gay Canadians not to go to the United States. Well, certain of the United States.
I mean,
Florida. Yeah, well, that's sort of implied in what they're saying. Yeah. So the Canadian government has warned its LGBTQ citizens that there are risks to traveling to the United States, citing new laws in several states. We've named a couple of them recently on the show. Florida, Texas, I'm sure. But, quote, some states have enacted laws and policies that may affect 2S LGBTQI plus persons. Check relevant state and local laws. That's an updated advisory that was posted this last Tuesday. And our Canadians Only channel on Discord talked about it.
Oh, shout out to Canadians Only.
Yeah.
That sounds like OnlyFans, but it's just for Canadians.
Sounds like a dating website where nobody fucks. They're just really polite. Okay, so since the beginning of 2023, certain states in the U.S. have passed laws banning drag shows, restricting the transgender community from access to gender-affirming care, and from participation in sporting events. Global Affairs Canada said in a statement to CNN. Neither the statement nor the travel advisory single out specific states or laws, but we know who you are.
Yeah, why not? I wish they would. Let's get more ammunition.
Give us the receipts, Canada.
Yes.
They're too polite.
They're too polite.
They don't want to name names.
Yeah.
They just want to be passive aggressive about it, I guess.
On brand.
But they so Human Rights Campaign has declared a national state of emergency for LGBTQ people in June here in the U.S., which I didn't cover it in the news then, so I don't remember that happening. But Kelly Robinson, who's the president, said, quote, LGBTQ plus Americans are living in a state of emergency. The multiplying threats facing millions in our community are not just perceived, they are real, tangible, and dangerous.
Yeah, there are people literally fleeing their state because of the laws that are being made against them and their health care and their rights and all that.
I'm double fisting.
It looked like you were going to cheers yourself. Cheers me.
Anyway, Canada, you're right. We're wrong. We're sorry. But please continue to visit. Bring your foreskin. I don't know.
Well, no, don't. I think. It's the opposite. I think don't visit.
Okay, let us
keep your foreskin to yourself.
Let us visit your foreskin.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
There's so much room in there. You can just burrow right in there and make a home.
Oh God! News the second.
Great.
Okay. Speaking of drag bans, there was despite attempts to stop it, there was a joyful local pride festival in Blount County yesterday on Saturday the 2nd.
Blount needs some joy in its life. I can tell just by the name.
Well, so there was I didn't talk about it on the show last week, but the ACLU got involved and tried to help out. But basically, the Tennessee anti-drag law was struck down as being unconstitutionally vague and broad-reaching and having a chilling effect on First Amendment rights of the queer community. And then there was a dickbag fuckface asshole, District Attorney Ryan Desmond, and he in Blount County said that he was going to shut down Blount County Pride if they had drag queens because although the law was struck down as unconstitutionally vague, it was only struck down in that other county, not my county. So this is the kind of thing that but it's unconstitutional.
Yeah.
You're just forcing the issue now to be a dickbag. Anyway.
Yeah, you're just trying to people are trying to rack up political points because they see that the right is glomming onto it. So anything they can do to try to get some bonus points out of it from their base.
Yep. Well, so fuck that guy. They did it anyway, and they did not shut it down.
Oh,
and
nice.
It was magical.
That's awesome. That's proving their threats aren't always real. Sometimes they are, but other times, if this dude is just doing this for clout, then fine, try it.
Yep.
And he didn't actually have the stones to back his mouth?
Yeah.
To back his dick hole?
I don't know. Whatever's written down on your paper as your straightest of the week, I'll change it. Because saying somebody doesn't have the stones, that's...
the stones, that's very straight of me. That's true.
Straight as fuck. It's great. I support you and your choices with your mouth hole. Like that one right now, drinking that drink. So Blount County Pride, Ari Baker, Blount County Pride Board President Ari Baker.
That's what you're doing with your mouth.
Said, quote, "It has been a roller coaster of a week, but in the end, we did exactly what we set out to do, and I think everyone who attended knows the love and support that exists for them in Appalachia and Blount County, Tennessee." So, back to the thing that you were saying, though. I do think it's important that you know your rights. That there are quite often a lot of things that dickbag fuckface assholes are wrong about, and they'll just throw it out there, not expecting you to know what your rights are.
Yeah.
And not expecting you to know what you can push back on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just hoping that you are going to submit.
Yeah.
Right?
Or maybe they don't even know that they're wrong. They may be under false beliefs that they're correct. Well,
I mean,
so often.
Do you think Marjorie Taylor Greene's ever read the Constitution?
Oh my gosh. I mean, then again, I haven't either, so I don't hold it against her. I also don't represent anyone.
You're not a congressperson.
Yeah. Yet.
Well,
now announcing my 2024 run.
Shh, it's not announcement time, Kyle.
Oh, right. Sorry. I'll do that under the announcements.
And then news the last.
Great.
So the U.S. Open saw history when two openly lesbians played against each other in the Grand Slam.
At the U.S. Open.
Yep.
What did they open?
Right. Their flowers to each other.
Tennis flowers.
Was there tennis scissoring?
The only time there are balls between two lesbians.
So Daria Kasatkina and Greet Minin took to court 17 during round 3 of the U.S. Open at Flushing Meadows to play for a place in round 4. And Kasatkina won in a dramatic 6-3, 6-4 win. And it is the first time that 2 openly gay players have met in a competitive single match at a Grand Slam. So
that's really cool.
There is some equivocating there, right? Like Billie Jean King played against Martina Navratilova back in the day, but she wasn't out.
Right.
Martina Navratilova wasn't out at the time. Several times that has happened, and so even if they're out now and still playing tennis, they haven't played. This is the first time 2 out lesbians have played each other.
Yeah.
And we've said before, it's fun or interesting that like the firsts keep getting more specific.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Soon it's going to be like, the first 2 out lesbians to attend a pride parade while holding hands, wearing the lesbian t-shirt with Keds unlaced on one on the left and pink socks.
Yep, absolutely.
You could be that first, lesbians.
You could. Get on it. Get shit done. Also, I don't care about tennis. Sorry.
Oh, I mean,
But I do care about lesbians.
Oh, so you half care about this story.
Yeah, exactly.
I care about tennis more. I would actually watch tennis.
I need to finish one of these because it's
You
just
seem
confusing
to be
me.
being. You need to stick with one and go for it.
That's the news.
That's the news. Speaking of people that have picked one and gone for it, I want to thank
Yeah. Sure.
following Patreon members. Thank you to Anonymous.
Oh.
Who are you?
We'll never know.
Who knows? Is it you? You're the one that wrote Anonymous in the blank. Taylor Bradley.
Oh, I know that bitch.
Oh, hey, bitch.
It's a fraternity brother.
Oh, cool. Gary Kane.
Gary Kane.
You sound like a secret agent. Chris Mickelson.
Michael Caine's brother, Michael Caine.
Gary Kane. Chris Mickelson. Oh. Wasn't Mickelson a golfer?
I think Mickelson is. Oh, it's one of the people that runs Snopes. Is the Mickelsons? Anyway,
could be. James Onken.
Onken.
I knew that was something like that was going to happen. If you want bonus episodes, content, episodes a day early, ad-free episodes, or just to support the show, go to patreon.com/Gayish podcast.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. Do you want to start answering some questions?
Let's answer some questions, Kyle.
Okay. If you want to put questions in the chat, feel free to go for it, and we will try to read those as well. But we also have questions that you all luckily sent in to our email, posted to our Discord, and we're going to answer them starting right... What?
Ma Johnson is in the comments, and she said that Flushing Meadows sounds like it's code for something, and that makes me laugh. That's where the tennis is happening.
That's what I do before I get railed.
Oh, Flushing Meadows.
Yeah, flush those meadows.
Wait, your hole is called Meadows?
Yep.
Okay, great.
Because it's gorgeous. In the summertime, can't beat it. First question,
Derek.
All right, we'll start with the deep question from Ma Johnson.
Okay, great.
Is it true that the dick that hangs to the left is attached to a party guy, or is it when the penis is hanging to the right?
You know, it's a Ma question when we have to take a breath and then reflect.
It's like, is it like the Coriolis effect?
I don't know what that is.
That's the thing that toilets flush one direction in the northern hemisphere and they flush in the other direction in the southern hemisphere, but it's actually all bullshit. It just sounds nice. Because you look at weather systems and they do rotate different direction depending on which hemisphere they're in. Basically what I'm saying is the left facing dick is the party guy in the northern hemisphere. It's right in Australia.
See, I was going more a mullet. Business to the left, party to the right.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The dick mullet. Oh, that'd be like a merkin that's shaved weird.
Oh my God. Those people that do the pubic hair, haircut, fancy haircut shave things.
Here's a question from me to you.
Okay, great.
What do you do with your pubes? Do you treat them good? Do you let them just be themselves?
I use the Manscaped Lawnmower 3.0.
The new Manscaped Lawnmower. They're not paying us to say this anymore, so fuck them.
But I do use the free one that they sent us
nice.
because we were schlepping for them at one point.
Yeah.
I legit, that's what I do. I just I just take a look down there and I'm like, who looks like they're not behaving today?
Anyone want to raise their hand? Because you're getting cut first.
Yeah. How about you?
It depends. I think it's like my hair. Like I should have regular scheduled haircuts, but I just wait until my hair gets unruly and then I cut it all the way down.
Yeah.
And then wait till it grows back out again. I think that's the same way I treat my pubes.
So you just go like smooth as a dolphin once every 6 months?
Never have I ever. I don't shave my head ever.
Oh, well.
I did that once before.
Did
It wasn't a good look.
Did you really? Oh.
Yeah. It's just not.
You don't want to do that again?
No. It's not. My hair goes so far back, like my little, like this thing goes far back enough that when I shave my head, it doesn't look good. I need some stuff up here to kind of.
Yeah, your widow's peak is.
Yeah, it's, and based on my mom's dad, it's gonna get more widowier and more peakier.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks for the question.
All right, next question comes from Greg Bone.
See, it's not as easy as it looks.
If the Gayish podcast was an option in the classic hanky code, what color or pattern would it be? And what would the significance of wearing it in the left or right side be?
Okay. Well, I mean, I think kind of like a sheer, like a translucent rainbowy pattern is probably the right call.
Oh.
And the left pocket means you like to nose blast, and the right pocket means you like to get nose blasted.
You nose blasty.
Yeah.
That's way more. I like your answer. A sheer rainbow kind of pattern.
Mm-hmm.
That's super adorable. I love that. I was going to say a piss top. I was going to say yellow. Yellow. It's just a water slide over here.
Sure.
It's just SeaWorld some days.
Oh my God.
You don't know what's happening under this table. It's just raining men.
Hallelujah.
It's
What are we doing, Kyle?
well, 350 of these.
You're still listening.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably your fault.
I don't know. What do you have an answer, Derek? Do you want to answer? You're part of this crew.
I didn't even think about it. No, I like the sheer rainbow look. It's genius.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
adorable.
Great. Okay.
Because we're like cute.
Yeah, we're super cute. I mean, yeah, I like sit here and look pretty a lot of the time. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
That hanky,
good thing you're off camera.
that hanky doesn't actually. The one you described doesn't actually mean anything, but it looks cute.
Right.
That describes us very well.
Excellent.
Next question.
Yeah.
Next question.
Yeah, hit us.
How did your close friends and family initially react to your podcast, and what feedback have they given you over the years?
I think our friends listened at first, but it kind of have fallen off over time. I think especially as people don't have commutes anymore. I think people used to listen to us before the pandemic, when they would be on their commutes. And I think that's happened to a lot of people where they stop listening to podcasts. Oh no, I'm giving a real answer instead of a fun answer.
No. You can do both.
Okay.
Yeah. I give you permission.
Great. It's like a bisexual. You can do both. So at first, I think we got a lot of good feedback, but how much of that is real and how much of that is just people being nice to us because we're their friends?
See, this is where we're very different people, Kyle.
I
Like
know.
when somebody looks me in the face and says, "I listened to your show the other day and I really liked it," my brain goes, "Oh, they really liked our show." Smile and says thank you and then moves on. Meanwhile, you have a crisis about it. Like, are they
okay, not everyone that said they liked the show likes the show.
really?
Really?
You-
For sure. We both need a little bit of each other's energy. Like, you need to doubt a little bit when someone says like, "Oh, I just sat through your play and what a good job you did." Like, that's what people are obligated to say. So some of it's true and some of it's not. I think I do need to take a note from you and just say thank you and move on. But also, you need a little more healthy skepticism.
All right. Okay.
What do you think people said to you initially?
Well, before or after we had all of them on the show in the first 10 episodes?
We had all of our friends. Yes. Within the first 10, 15 episodes, all of our friends, all of your family were on the show because we were like, what are we doing here? I don't know. I think it was fun. I think it was good, interesting content at first.
Yeah. Well, and in those early days, I think we were really sort of like everybody, like every podcast, trying to figure out the cadence of how to do this business and like, how do we record it and not have it sound terrible? Yeah. And like, how much are we going to involve other people and how much of our lives are we going to bring to the show versus not? We were still talking about like, if 50 people listen, that'll be a huge deal, which that's still true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the feedback was always really encouraging, and sorry, anybody who I'm related to or is a friend who is listening to this, I found the feedback from randos much more fulfilling or heartwarming. Like we had to have people from bumfuck Georgia write in and say like, I don't have a queer community because I live where I live. Thank you for making me feel like I have a community for an hour a week. That kind of feedback really, really, really affected me.
Yeah.
And so
I agree.
Yeah.
Before I told my dad to stop listening, he is interesting. He liked just being able to hear my voice. It was more about, and I think maybe some friends do this, maybe still, I don't know, just feels like we're connected in that, like, but it's like parasocial, but it's not parasocial because I'm actually real life friends with them and want them to know what's going on in my life. So for some people, they were like, I get to get updated on your life. So I feel like I know what's going on with you, even though we haven't talked in months. So that part is actually kind of cool. It's like a little diary that other people are reading that you want them to hear.
Yeah. The parasocial phenomenon, everybody, we haven't talked about it on the show too recently, but like it's a well-studied psychological phenomenon that whatever content you put into your head, even if it's fiction, there's a part of your brain that can't help but feel connected to those people as if you know them. So like, it works to our benefit because you keep listening, but you don't actually know us. Like, but there's just like humans can't help themselves; they connect that way.
Yeah. Actually, I got some questions from Riverside.fm.
Oh, great!
And it
the
was
podcasting platform.
Yep.
Is it
that we don't use.
Why don't you use us instead of Zencaster?
That's a specific podcast joke that no one will get but us. It is the ultimate list of podcast interview questions to ask in 2023.
Ooh, okay.
Apparently they change every year. I don't know why that would happen.
You know.
But speaking of this, one of the questions is, what do people misunderstand about you most?
What do people misunderstand about us most? As people or as a show? I
was thinking like, people that listen to the show, what do you think they misunderstand about you based on what they've heard versus who you are in real life?
I think, well, I say to people all the time that like podcast Mike and real life Mike are about 85% the same person, but there is like a 15% difference. Real life Mike is a lot more private about stuff. I don't talk about a lot of things that I talk about on the show. And so then when people do meet me outside of the show, because get recognized or we do slutty texts and then arrange to meet. But I think that they're surprised, I guess, that they can't just like tell me about their scorching herpes or whatever. And like, I'm not that person.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I've had that happen to me where someone was just like, oh, so I struggle with depression and I've been dealing with it. Like, and I was like, I guess you've heard a lot about my, like, I've never talked to you before. So I think some people do that. There's like this imbalance of information that I think people try to maybe overcorrect for sometimes by over divulging stuff.
Yep.
I'm not talking about like when we've done live shows recently, people divulge the right amount of information, like to walk up and be like, I have social anxiety, but I came here anyway. That's the right amount of information to divulge, to be like, cool. Like, I'm so glad you know that it helped and you overcame that. But I'm talking about people that like you meet up in a bar and all of a sudden you're 20 minutes in and you've like heard about their medical history and their therapist appointments. And, you know, you're like, whoa.
Yep. I also think I'm not nearly as slutty as it sounds like I am. Like, I don't hook up with that many listeners. I don't talk dirty to that many listeners. So those of you that I do, you're welcome. But
wow, even more special than they thought. They thought they were 1 in a million, but now they're like 1 in
50.
100? Oh, okay. I think that too. I think that I come across as far more. I think to podcast listeners, I come across way sluttier. I think to my friends, I am sluttier than I let on.
Yeah, that checks out. I agree.
Yeah. I think there's a slut balance in there that I haven't found of letting everyone know exactly the right amount of sluttiness that I am.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Next question.
Yes.
All right.
How we doing, Derek?
Great.
Yeah.
So someone who wants to go by the name about a half a date a year wants to know, are you guys going on fewer dates or is it just me? Kind of a good segue to what you're just talking about.
Ooh.
Like in the past 3 years, I mean, pandemic is part of the breakup and then pandemic. Between all of that, I have not been on any dates. So the fact that I've been going on any dates recently is new for me. So I've been going on more dates. I think I've gone, but that's like dates with 3 different people is.
Yeah.
That's more than
I
think you've been. It feels like you've been dating a lot lately.
No, I don't know about a lot. I've been I've been on a few dates with one guy, and I've been on single dates with a couple other guys. Mm-hmm. So that's not super many people, but far more than it has ever been in the past few years.
Yep.
What about you?
Oh God.
Just gonna have my drink and sit back.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay, so it is very, very new, and I'm worried about talking about it, and I have a boyfriend. And, so did a whole bunch of dating there for a couple of months, and eventually one of them won by killing all of the others.
It's like Mortal Kombat, but for dating Mike.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, one got a rose. So.
How much do you want to share about it? The relationship?
It's going really well. I don't think I've ever felt like this comfortable this quickly with anybody, and I'm, for whatever reason, I feel the need to be like really protective of his identity. We're still working on like what all the boundaries are, and like it's like seriously, we DTR'd like a week ago, Kyle. So like it's very new days, but it's really sweet, really having a great time. I'm excited about it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I need to react to you like, because it feels weird if I'm just like, okay, but we've already done this. I know. Yeah.
You know him.
I just still need to be like, cool, congrats. That's exciting. But I sound so flippant when I say.
You have to be the audience's voice.
Yes,
right now.
I do, for sure. I'm seeing some very positive, happy reactions in the comments. Yay. Love it. That's awesome, Mike. So there we can literally channel the audience instead of my fake reactions because I already know this information.
Yep.
That is exciting.
Yeah.
You seem really happy with him.
Yeah. He's just easy to be with. And, like, I also don't worry about him at all. Like, part of my, like, major malfunction usually is managing somebody else's feelings. And I haven't been doing that and have actively been trying not to. And so it's been great.
Yeah.
No, Brian Wong, he is not a listener. He is intentionally not a listener. Before, unintentionally, now intentionally not a listener.
He specifically doesn't listen to?
Correct. Yeah. And not because I've asked him not to. He can do whatever he wants to. But yeah, he's just like, he would rather hear it from me, I think, than on this fucking podcast. So yeah. That's what he chooses to do.
It's interesting. I've been better on dates about sharing. I mean, especially without a job, being able to, like, when people talk about things they do or hobbies or just it comes up, I've been better at telling people that I do a podcast and what it's called even.
Yeah.
And I think everyone I've gone on a date with has been like, oh, I listened to an episode, which This is the longest form of marketing ever. Is a one-on-one in-person marketing, but through dating apps. But it's interesting that it's very nice that people would take the time to listen. And I think maybe just an episode or two is a good amount to be like, now I get what you do and what you're describing when you talk about the podcast, but not too much to where it like gives them this. I was like, I've told them, you're going to get a lot of information about me if you listen.
That's exactly how I put it too. You're going to learn all kinds of shit about me that I don't know if you want to know.
And it also depends on the episode. Some episodes are more personal than others. So you can like, I think one guy listened to the Boners episode from Chicago.
That's a good one.
So yeah, that's a good neutral. I don't think like we talked too much about like what our personal, I don't know. That's a good, fun, lighthearted topic.
We talked about boners a whole bunch.
A whole bunch. Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Yeah, what was I going to tell you? You don't know because it was in my head.
Mm-hmm.
That's podcasting, baby.
Yeah, usually this is the part that I edit out because we just sit quietly and look at each other.
Right.
You don't know how many quiet silences that I have to edit out.
Oh, okay. So when somebody does listen to a show, has anybody been like, I listened to fill in the blank and you were like, oh no?
No, because one guy told me which episode he listened to, but most people don't tell me the episode they listen to, and I don't ask. So luckily, like, I think if someone listened to any of the like super personal ones, like Demi or depression or self-harm, like I think there are a handful out there that they could accidentally pick randomly and be like, that's not the type of information I would disclose to a rando or a person I'm going on a date with. But so far, no one's done that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's still time. I'm still dating. I, for one, have not found a boyfriend. So,
well, you know, maybe this is your year too, Kyle. I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't tell you this. We haven't talked about this, everybody. We're gonna talk about something.
Oh, like be real friends for a second.
Be real friends for a second. We were looking at schedules the other day, and he might want to come to Houston.
Oh, no way.
I'm like, we're doing a live show in Houston, everybody.
Oh, yeah. October 15th at noon at Kiki, the Houston live show.
Right there in Montrose.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I think so. I don't know how to feel about it. And part of it is because he doesn't listen to the show. So I'm like, I am interested in having him like see what we do and to like get it. But also, is a live show live the right way to do it? I don't know.
And anyway, mostly he would just have to know, like, he has to, some people don't get the, like, okay, this is a live show, like, so you got to like step back and not be in the way because there's going to be setup, there's going to be like nerves that you, like, some people
you have to keep your pants on.
Well, sure. I'm just like, sometimes some people just like walk up and are starting to chat and I'm like, I have to go on the show in 5 minutes. I don't want to talk to anyone. I'm nervous. I'm an anxious wreck here. Like, why are you talking to me? Anyway, as long as he knows to step the fuck off and let you do your thing.
Oh, I would just be like, leave Kyle alone and make out with me, and it'd be fine.
Well, no, I'm not worried about me. I'd be like, for you.
Oh, I'm not worried about me.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Moving on.
Sure. Moving on.
Are we okay? How's our pacing? Do we need to answer these quicker? Do we need to slow down?
Yes.
I mean, we can do whatever we want to.
You do whatever you want to. It's your podcast.
Great. All right.
I suspect this next question's from Maud Johnson. I suspect there's some underlying desire here. She wants to know where you put your toys when you're not using them.
Oh,
they just live in my ass.
Look, your rectum is like a bag of holding from D&D. You just throw it all in there.
Yeah.
I have a drawer. That has all of the toys, and especially the ones that get sent to me by listeners.
Do you have favorites?
I don't really use them.
Oh,
I really don't. Like, I mean, I'm not going to say never, obvi, but like, it's just not my preference. So, you know.
I have like the essentials, like lube, butt plug.
Oh, lube doesn't count. It's in the nightstand.
Yeah, no, I know. But I just was saying, like my kind of essential things are either go like usually because I don't have people over that often, you have people in and out of here like you're a fucking Bank of America.
Yep.
I don't know.
I charge to talk to a teller.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, great.
But
oh no, there's a better joke about deposits, I'm sure.
Oh, sure. Your convenience fee or something. So mine usually, since no one is at my place, are sitting on the headboard of my bed, just out in the open. And then when people come over, I usually just like put them behind my bed. My bed is like has like little like empty space that I can put it right behind the bed.
We could mount a curtain that covers them, but so that you could like also do a reveal if you wanted to.
Oh yeah, boys walk in and then we go, you stay right there. La, da, 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 da.
I like this for you.
Yeah.
All right, next one from Joe in Dallas.
Great. Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Please come to Houston. You can drive there. I've seen it on a map.
This is structured like a fuck, marry, kill.
Oh.
But he gave different categories.
Okay.
Choke you, angry fuck you, or cock tease you. And the three people.
Okay.
Henry Cavill in a backwards baseball cap. Francois Sagat. I don't know who that is.
Okay.
And Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, God. Go ahead, Kyle.
Choke me, Michael B. Jordan.
Okay.
Angry fuck me, Henry Cavill with a backwards hat.
Okay.
I don't know who the other guy is.
Francois Sagat.
So he can be the... What was the last option?
Cock tease.
He can cock tease me because I don't know who... surely, if he's in this list, he's someone hot.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Okay. What's the thing?
I'm interested in the cock tease option and what it means because I'm going to be Mike about the question.
No, I'm curious. I'm curious to see where this is going.
I assume if you've been choked or angry fucked, they're going to like drop a load and leave and go away. And that cock tease is like the merry version of this fuck, marry, kill because like they can keep teasing for a while. Like which one do you want to like be titillated by but not actually get to bang, but like for a long period of time. So right, like they can choke you out and then leave. They can angry fuck you and then leave, or you can spend some quality time with them. In which case, Henry Cavill, I think I want to cock tease. I want him to do dirty things to me because that boy is fucking smoking ass hot. And I would just want to be around him. Like, does cock teasing include just holding me and cuddling me and telling me I'm smart and pretty?
Your definition of cock tease is the just a beautiful insight into your soul. That's just sure, Mike. It can mean cuddling.
Oh, great.
Maybe for some people, cuddling is cock teasing.
I don't know. It's Joe's question. Joe,
It's
if you're
no, but it's your answer. We just live in this world that you've created. So what did you land anywhere? You want I don't think he's obviously hot and like if
Henry
he was
Cavill?
Yeah.
No, my God.
But I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything yet.
Shut your
You
goddamn
fuck
whore
off
mouth.
right now. I will jump down your throat and explode you from the inside.
Oh.
I just don't think he's as hot as other celebrities.
Incorrect. That is
not
just incorrect.
If I saw him at a bar, obviously I'd be like, oh, he's super hot. But like compared to its celebrity comparison, he's just not that hot.
Oh my God, you are so wrong about
I'm
that.
not though.
I hope everyone lights you up over that comment.
Bring it. I don't know.
Well, you and AE can like not vie for attention then. AE Coleman is also on team Henry Cavill equals bleh.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, next question comes from A.E. Coleman.
Oh, great.
Hi, AE.
You're dead to me.
When playing D&D, what is your favorite race and or class? Do you ever experience personal issues with your character, like playing with gender or intentionally giving your character problems you deal with?
Hi. You pointed at me.
Yeah.
Why?
Because you're currently playing a non-binary character in our D&D group.
Sure. You can talk. Yeah, Mike. You can talk about my D&D characters. What are my favorite D&D characters to play?
your current one, I guess. I don't know.
I played the longest one I played in our last campaign was a barbarian half orc. I liked that. We played 3 sessions with. I did a fighter named Kumbuke.
Oh yeah,
a Kumbuke.
Yeah.
And
for the podcast.
For the podcast. Yeah. For Patreon bonus thing for our D&D episode. I really like playing a fighter. That's one I would want to play again. I like playing like the big strong dudes that just like get in front of people and fuck shit up. I think that's so fun to play. Like right now I'm playing a paladin and it's fine and I get to do spell casting, which I've never done before. But I just like the big fighting dudes that stand in front of shit. But yes, I am playing a non-binary character named Dr. Madocta, who is AFAB and non-binary, and our D&D crew sometimes remembers to refer to them with they them pronouns, but not always, and I never correct them because I'm non-confrontational. And that's an interesting exploration of gender that I think is timely and personal.
I mean, obviously not Hundo P, but like I think that we've done pretty good with them and their pronouns. Like, no?
It's like 50-50.
Okay.
As a group.
All right.
Not you specifically, but
thanks.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm reading the how wrong I am comments from a couple people.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say.
Well, Josh and John Paul are married to each other. It's fine. They have to have the same opinion.
Yeah, I don't care about them. So anyway, what about you, Mike?
I tend to like to play any of the classes that are casters. I think that like I'm really enamored with the idea that like sure you can have skills and practice stuff, but the like just being smart means you have actual power. I really enjoy that and wish that that's how real life works. And then I normally play humans. Like I maybe sometimes an elf. I did play a halfling rogue once that he was we did the rolling way of doing ability scores, and so I had a 3. I rolled a 3, and the DM was like, you have to keep the scores that you rolled. So I was like, okay, it's 3 Constitution. What? So in my head, he was like Gollum, because like he had the most sickly low Constitution. And it's funny too, because like then when you go up a level, some DMs have you take a standard number and then you add your Constitution modifier, or you can roll and add your Constitution modifier. And this particular group I was with, most of us would roll for it. So at 3, I think the modifier is like a -3 or -4. I rolled for hit points and I rolled a 3. My maximum hit points went down a point when I leveled up.
That seems like a flaw in the Matrix that shouldn't be allowed. If you level up, you can't go down in hit points. That's just mean.
Yeah. Anyway,
who would you play next?
Who would I play next? I miss being a DM, to be honest.
Oh yeah, you would be DM next?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I think I want to be like a necromancery mage type, like just do that like evil fuckface kind of, like you question their motives all the time.
Yeah.
Kind of a person.
If we did that kind of party, then I could finally try out a rogue. I feel like I don't want to do things in the like rogue is be like, ooh, I'm a sneaky backstabber. Oh, yeah. I'll get you. Ooh, you know, like I just like don't want to do the classic rogue.
Why do you sound like the Joker?
Batman
or the Riddler?
The Riddler. Oh, it'll be this Batman.
Now I want Twerry the Twonk fucks the Riddler.
Oh no!
And Mickey Mouse does like, I don't know, commentary. Anyways.
Coming soon on Animated Gayish. What next?
Yeah.
Sorry to everyone who doesn't play D&D and that meant nothing for.
That's fine. They can fucking deal with it for 10 minutes, Kyle.
That's that, yeah.
Okay, next question. Another one from Joe in Dallas. What city or country would you most like to take the Gayish to next on any next tour next year, years in the future?
Okay.
Are we doing a tour next year, Mike?
Yeah, we are.
We are?
Is it announcement time?
No. Oh, yeah, we need to do some announcements at some point.
Yeah, we have announcements, everybody. One of the announcements. Here we go. So we had said for a long ass time, we had a benchmark in Patreon, and we said once we got above a number that we would do a tour, and we literally were over and back under and over and back under that number like month after month for a really long time. But we've been over now for like more than a quarter.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a couple of things as a result of that. One is we're going to record like the director's commentary cut of our first episode. Kyle and I are going to go through and give our, memories and reactions to what we talk about, and offer that as a bonus track that people can listen to on Patreon. But also we're going to do a tour. So this 6-city tour for our 6th birthday is not the Patreon tour. We're going to do a tour next year in 2024. I'm in the planning for that. So this is a very germane question to that whole thing, right? Like where else might we go? There are some places overseas where we have enough listeners that I think it would be worth it for us to go. But I don't know. I mean, Canada is the obvious choice just because they're right there, and we have a couple of pockets of big pockets of listeners. Like we've got Toronto is a good city for us. Vancouver is a good city for us. So,
Vancouver, that's just like we can take a big piss and we'll be in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, Vancouver.
Yep. Vancouver.
Well, I would piss on Toronto. I would jump to Vancouver.
I would also go back to Chicago in a heartbeat. I thought that show was really great. I really loved that crowd and that energy, and I would love to go back to Chicago.
If we're talking about places to go back to, I would go back to Portland. Portland was given the relative size of the city, the audience was far bigger than it should have been.
Yeah.
And the audience was super supportive and awesome. So, but new places, I agree. Canada would be fun.
Mm-hmm. And the UK, we have good numbers in the UK too. So I think that London would be good. Manchester is a weirdly good city for us. I guess Manchester's super ass gay. You Brits can tell me if I'm right about that or not. And then Ireland. It would be great to go to Dublin. That's another pretty good city for us, listenership wise.
And I don't know if everyone realizes we can only afford to do this because of Patreon. It is not ticket sales.
We're losing our ass on this tour.
We're paying it through Patreon, through the funds that y'all provide, and so we really appreciate people that support us through Patreon.
Hopefully we answered the question. Did we answer the question?
Yeah.
Derek, where do you want to go next year? That's one, there are very few perks to this job, but one of them is that we get to take you places. So we're
internationally, like Europe, London, South America somewhere, Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
The further, the
Australia.
better. Yeah.
We have a lot of Australians too. That's true.
Always wanted to go to Australia.
It is so far.
It is very far.
It's so down there. It's down under, Kyle. That's why they call it that.
Speaking of tours, and we've spoken with a lot of people, what has been your favorite fan interactions?
Heavy sigh from Mike. He's just like a reflective. I'm
assuming you mean the ones that I haven't banged.
I mean, there was no stipulations on this. Answer it how you will.
There is another question. How many Gayish listeners have you hooked up with, and how many are Patreon members?
All right, well, let's do the first one first then.
I want to know the answer to the second one.
I genuinely this sounds so, I hate how it sounds. That's the thing, right? Like when we do a live show and then afterwards people are hanging out and they come up and talk to us or whatever. In that moment, it sounds so douchey, but you feel like a celebrity for a little bit, right? Like people are super excited to just meet us and say hi and
take a picture with us.
Take a picture or sign something, whatever. And it's surreal.
Yeah.
And feels weird.
Yeah.
But it's also super great and fun. Like, people are so nice. Now, I don't know about the shot of Malort in Chicago.
No, that was rude.
That was the worst.
That was mean. Don't let anyone from Chicago trick you into doing a shot of Malort.
Yeah, not great. But favorite interaction?
One that stands out to me is in that Portland show that I just mentioned. It was one of our kind of early like live shows that we planned, and by we I mean you, of course. You planned.
Yep.
And
It's my department, Kyle.
it's your yes. You are the live show tour manager.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was one of the earlier ones that we were doing just a 3-city tour, and someone came up and he had done his like Gayest and Straightest, and like later came up and said like, I babbled my social anxiety just to come here, and I told myself I was going to do my Gayest and Straightest, and I did it in spite of that. And I just had no idea, based on his Gayest and Straightest, I would have never guessed that he was like wrestling with social anxiety to even come to the show, much less do that.
Yeah.
So it just made me like really happy that someone would trust us enough to not only come to the show, but then also tell me about that later, and realize that me talking about that helps other people know that they're in a place that understands what that feels like.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was just a really cool moment where I realized that like, I'm really glad that I've talked about social anxiety and other people can relate to it and they can still come out to a show.
Yeah, for sure. I think my favorite type, it's not a specific example, but my favorite type of interaction, it's happened, I don't want to exaggerate, 5 or 6 times now. Somebody has recognized my voice. And I really enjoyed that. Like, every time somebody will like turn and look at me, and then they'll, are you Mike? Like, and then they'll, because they heard my voice. I really enjoy that.
Didn't someone make you like say something again
so
they
happened,
could hear your voice?
That happened in Seattle. Yeah, I was waiting in line for the bathroom, and I was like, "No, go ahead. Like, it's your turn." Or I remember I said, "Are you the end of the line? Are you the end of the line?" And the guy, 2 people in front, said, "Say that again."
You're like, "No, I don't know.
Are you the end of the line? Are you Mike?" Yeah.
I've never had that happen.
It's so great.
Huh.
All right. Oh, yeah, the next part. Oh, God. I'm going to make you ask it again so I can stall for time.
How many Gayest listeners have you hooked up with, and how many of them were Patreon members?
Mike is hiding that he's opening another drink in order to reflect on this question.
And all the choices that have led me here.
While you think and reflect, one person I've hooked up with was like, after we hooked up, was like, "Oh yeah, I've heard the podcast." Like, it was very weird and surprising, and I don't know. It felt like,
did you feel dirty?
It felt like a little bit like they were tricking me into it or something. Like, I don't know why that didn't come up at first, but it came up when he was leaving. I don't know. It just felt very weird. I'm not sure.
All right.
Like, just if you're not going to say it before, don't say it after. Just don't say it at all. I don't know why it had to come up after.
Well, and what's the proper response on your part? Because I think maybe to be pissed. Like,
I mean, like, oh God, I wish I were better than having sex with you. I don't know, like, so that just in case this comes out, I don't know, in case this gets posted to our Facebook, hold on, let me do it better. No, get back in bed. Let me be better at this. I don't know.
Oh God.
What about you, Mike? How many?
It was like 1 a year for a while.
And we've been going for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do the math.
Yep. But like actually like hooked up. 5. Final answer, 5.
Okay.
How many of them are Patreon supporters? 0 that I know of.
But there is, for example, Anonymous, which I announced before, so we have no idea.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's true.
they are.
That's true.
Maybe I've hooked up with more Patreon members. I have no idea. Who are you, Anonymous? We will break this.
I have kissed a Patreon supporter. That's not really a hookup, but that happened.
Because is that one of the perks? What dollar amount?
Yeah, what tier?
I would add a I'll make out with you tier. If you give us $200 a month, I'll make out with you.
Shit, I'll do it for $2.50. $2.50.
I'll pay. In fact, I'll pay you to make out with me. Someone make out with me, please.
Well, with that, any advice on how to find a boyfriend or even hookups? I know apps suck, so what advice do you have to find something real or just get some hot sex?
Oh, well, Mike's got the boyfriend side. So how did that happen? What advice do you have to people?
I met this one on Grindr.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you make a grinder individual turn into a boyfriend?
Okay, to back up.
Okay.
The apps suck. The apps fucking suck. That's absolutely true. And it really can be, from a certain perspective, if your heart can take it, just a numbers game, right? Like, you just gotta... There's hundreds of thousands of dudes on there, and 99% of them are terrible. And or won't write you back, and or will send you their dick without being asked, and or will demand that you send them yours, or like there's a lot of shitty interactions to be had out there on the app. My advice is, I guess, to, if you can, not let that get you down. Understand that you're playing a numbers game without dehumanizing anybody. For me, and the way that I'm wired and the way that I like to meet people and date or whatever, move it to an in-person interaction as quickly as possible. And I don't mean banging. I mean a cocktail or a meal. Because the person that doesn't want to get a cocktail or a meal just wants a transactional fuck and to never talk again. So if that's not what you want, if you're looking for a relationship, insist on that being your first interaction. Then just be like really honest with yourself what you're looking for. I don't know. I'm getting drunk, Kyle. That's what's happening.
What we do every 50 episodes.
Great. How about you? What do you think?
I think for the hookup side, I think it's the same thing. It's still a numbers game. Like, you're gonna say,
Sup?
I think you're gonna say, hey, what's up, to a lot of people. I hooked up with this guy where we ended up talking about just like our like online game and what we do and our strategies, and he was like, I've stopped. It's not having interesting opening lines doesn't help.
Yeah.
Just say hey to a ton of people. And you'll get, if someone's interested, you don't need a really interesting line. Like, you know that getting a hey means I'm interested, and they will reply to you and get back to you.
Yeah.
Especially in the hookup world, like if you're doing a hookup kind of thing, a hey is I want to fuck you. And if they reply, then take it from there. I think I need a little bit of kind of like sexual talk and like, people complain about it, but like, what are you into is not, that's both trying to understand what they're into and also like, hey, talk dirty to me, like get me into this.
Yeah.
And so like, you got to do a little bit of that. Like, I've answered this question a million times, but I'm going to answer it again. And that's when you start tailoring it to this person, see what their profile says, see what they like, and start to tailor your answers to that. And then start talking about like, oh, do you like that thing? Would you try this? Okay. But then like you said, quickly move it in person because some people are just on there to have those conversations and then ghost you. Yeah. So
some just want pics. Some just want to feel validated virtually, but you've got to just be okay with that being the case, not get too attached and like push through it.
Yeah.
Also, Grindr has this feature where you can save responses, and
there you go.
Like there are these templates for how conversations go, and I feel bad / gross, but it is useful to not have to fucking type the same shit every single time and just have it saved. So
it's like when someone says into, it's like, okay, like let me pull out my list of shit that I usually type here.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's do an announcement.
Let's do an announcement.
Which one do you want to do?
Hey, Kyle.
Hey, Mike.
We're an award-winning podcast now.
I've written award nominated in so many places over the course of our 6 years. We are finally an award-winning podcast.
Yeah.
PopCon gave us the award for Best LGBT Podcast.
Yeah, they did.
Also, we were a finalist. That means we were among the top 3 for Best Intro.
Yeah.
That's all you.
I'm an award-nominated composer, everybody.
You are for sure. Absolutely. And we were runner-up for Best Overall Podcast at the PopCon Awards.
PopCon Awards are in Indianapolis, which I think it's really funny. They let us know that we won on Monday and said, we're pretty sure you're not going to be there in person to receive your award on Friday. I'm like, but bitch, I would have.
No, you would have?
I mean, Indianapolis is fine.
You would have gone there
to pick up an award? Absolutely.
Oh, wow. You should have gone.
PopCon is really fun too. Just looking at like all of the pictures and shit. There's like there's a giant appa from Avatar that people were climbing on and taking pictures, and lots of cosplayers. I don't know what their thing is. It just seems all over the place.
I mean, they seem to have like people from Star Trek and nerdy shit, like people that have been in all these various nerd shit, like celebrities that are there for the signings and So,
but we're PopCon's 2023 Best LGBT Podcast Award winner.
Yeah, we finally nabbed an award.
Yep.
After being nominated so many times for lots of things or a handful of things.
And I don't know if they're going to send us a trophy, but if they don't, I'm going to make one.
Buy ourselves a trophy. I love that.
There's a trophy store like 6 blocks from here, so
that's amazing.
Just run over there.
Well, congratulations to us.
And we are up for a podcast award, which is the ceremony is at the end of September. So we
are every year.
We might be a multi-award winning podcast.
I mean,
but probably not.
Going up against Derek and Romaine, we've lost to them so many times.
6 times?
It's hard to keep track.
7 maybe?
6 to 7. This may be our 7th one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, next question from Chase, the gay math teacher.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Chase.
Hey, Chase.
He wants to know, what do you think educators in the country can do or say to make schools a safe place for queer and questioning students?
Not reside in Florida. Be in a better state. I remember, it's interesting. I remember I had what ended up being an amazing professor, but my freshman year, my business 101 class, I had a lesbian as a professor, and I didn't realize she was a lesbian until a year or something later. She wasn't closeted, but she didn't say, hello, welcome class, I'm a lesbian. We're going to do 101. But one of the only things that she shared with us is that it was still legal to fire people for being gay.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's an important thing that people should know, but also that being the only thing she shared with us, I didn't feel like welcomed and included because of that, So I think there's a lot of shitty, hard things going on, but to make people feel welcome and included, I think try to find a way to share what great things there are about being gay too.
Yeah.
And try to balance that with the not try to pretend like everything's all roses and sunshine. Try to balance that with some good things that are happening as well, and some good positive figures from the past. If you you can teach about gay history, and there's a lot of great things that you can talk about too. So I think balancing with some good news.
I am a big fan of malicious compliance. Figure out what the laws actually are in your state. Figure out what your rights actually are with regard to those laws. Figure out what your district's policies are. Make sure that they are written. And then sit them down in your coffee table and figure out what is something I can say or do or be that isn't technically against any of those policies, and then do that, right? If it could be, hey, y'all, we're in Florida, and we're not supposed to say anything about gender or sexuality because of state law, blah, blah, blah. That might make it difficult for me to talk about some things in my life. What have you said? You haven't said. That might be maliciously compliant, but you can still put the message out there that you're queer.
Yeah.
Or you could even very broadly just talk about how you are personally supportive of people who are different. You can say different. I don't think there's a don't say different law anywhere.
Yeah.
And it sucks that we're categorizing queer people as other that way, but it still, I think, gets the message across that you don't have to be a cishet white Christian to get along with me.
Yeah.
So, but whatever side, the thing that the kids are so smart and they're so observant, and queer kids especially are looking for any tiny indicator that you might be on board or a safe haven of some kind. Whatever you do, if that's your intent, I'm almost certain they will pick up on it.
Yeah.
And will instantly feel more at ease.
Yeah, absolutely. And just rainbows, like rainbows in and of themselves are not outlawed. You can put a rainbow, a sun, a cute little sun and a rainbow shining out from it. Just use non-flag rainbows all over the place.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Just like rainbow shit everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. And be like, I don't know, we learn about science here, and rainbows are science because they're made out of
every lesson for science this year is going to be prisms and light and refraction.
Yeah.
All right, if you could be any cereal, which one would you be and why?
Is it a daddy joke if I say I got to have my pops?
Oh, I love that.
I don't know.
I'd be Lucky Charms.
Yeah.
Got the tasty mallows, which go complement the other things. What are they called? The regulars.
Yeah, the oat things. I don't know.
Yeah. The Cheerio kind of things. I just love I'm like, I really want to be like just a child at heart. I will grab either Lucky Charms or Golden Grams. Golden Grams are so good.
Yeah.
I'm sure those are filled with sugar, but sometimes I'm just like, give me sugar.
Yeah.
I still think I'd be Lucky Charms.
Cookie Crisp. Just because it's fun to say.
Yeah. Those aren't as tasty as they sound like they should be,
Yeah.
I'd rather just have some cookie dough.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be Crunch Berries.
Crunch Berries. Just the berries.
Just the whole
Whoops
thing.
all berries.
Yeah, made in Iowa,
Whoops.
very colorful and tastes good.
Oh,
Okay.
That's wonderful. I like Whoops all berries. Whoopsie doodle all berries.
Oh, hey, everybody. We forgot to say this at the top, so I'm going to say it now. We do want you to participate in Gayest and Straightest. So those of you on the live stream, if you submit your Gayest and Straightest, Derek will pick a favorite and read it. So
Yeah. Be thinking about your
Be thinking about that.
Yep.
Okay. Next question.
What advice do you have for a person who is getting married for the first time?
I didn't do so great the first time. So
But surely you've learned things. Make double extra sure you're into the organs they have.
Here's my advice.
Okay.
My advice is we get shitloads of messages from media and culture that tell us that this is the most important day that's ever happened. And that is a lie. That is a lie. Have fun. Make as good of an experience for everybody as you possibly can. But whatever goes wrong is fine. Everything is just not You just don't have to have everything wrapped up in that one perfect day, because that is a lie that's been sold to you. Just enjoy it and don't stress.
I think when you are marrying someone, you are agreeing to be with them through lots of seasons of their lives, of both of your lives. And I think it's important. Have you been through a lot of seasons yet of each other's lives? What if they gain 20 pounds? What if they completely change jobs? What if they wanted kids and decide they don't? Think of all the possibilities, and are you still going to love this person? And if so, accept that and carry that with you, that you love this person because of the inside of them, and because you love being inside them. No matter what they look like, do who they are, make sure you're marrying them for the person that is inside, and know that person will change over time. And I think be willing to grow and change and evolve, and be with that person through those things, just like you would hope they stay with you through all the different seasons of your life. It's nice. Yeah. I've never been married yet.
I've done it twice. It's not that great.
Okay.
What is your opinion on gay men over 50 who, due to circumstances they've faced, married women and had families and remained closeted?
Ooh. What was the first part of the question?
What's your opinion of that?
Opinion. I mean, I have a great deal of I identify with that person. I could have easily been that person, and I have a lot of sort of grace and empathy for that person. I think there is a certain amount of that is a tragic story, I think, but not in a way that deserves judgment or derision. We got, especially if you're that age, you got a lot of messages growing up that said that this was the right thing that you were supposed to do, and being gay and out was not in the cards, and you made the most of it, and here you are. I think that takes a lot of strength and personal sacrifice, and I don't have anything bad to say about that person. Do I think that their life would be better if they could live their full, authentic self? Absolutely. But my opinion of that person is mostly positive. I don't know. Yeah, positive.
Yeah, I agree with you. I will also say it doesn't matter what your age, there is always time.
Yeah.
It may seem like an impossible uphill battle, but there's always time to be your authentic self. Yeah. If you can, it makes sense that you had chosen that path, and you can make a new decision today.
Yeah.
If you want to. So I think just because of your age, don't close yourself off to opportunities of, who you want to be tomorrow.
Yeah.
Can we announce our t-shirt winners?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So we had people submit Team Kyle and Team Mike t-shirts.
Yeah, we did.
So I'm going to announce my t-shirt winner was from Lilo. It was a variation of a t-shirt that they sell at lillytshirts.etsy.com, LILLI t-shirts.etsy.com. And it was really, I liked the simple design. It was Team Kyle and then had a peach emoji.
Yep.
Which was beautiful. So if you just want the peach emoji, you can go to lillytshirts.etsy.com, or eventually we'll have one that says Team Kyle.
Yeah.
In the merch store.
Yeah, we will.
What about you, Mike?
My favorite was actually A.E. Coleman's shirt, who sent one in that was Team Mike, established 2017, because that's when Gayish started, and then just a picture of legs with pants around the ankles, because that's where they go when you're pooping.
To some people. Well, thank you to everyone who submitted t-shirts. We really appreciate it.
Adorable.
Yeah.
Another question.
Great.
Another question.
What Britney album can you listen to from beginning to end, and which one is trash?
You don't have an answer for this, do you?
Is a suitable substitute for this question, name a Britney album?
Yeah, can you name a Britney album?
Is Circus one?
Circus is one.
And I'm sure there's a self-titled one.
Yes.
That's okay.
There are a couple self-titled ones, depending on the name that you use. The one that's trash is their very first one, Baby One More Time.
Oh.
There's a song called Email My Heart that's so bad. It's so fucking bad. It's hard to listen to. Even the song Sometimes, which was, I think, her second single off that. Like, I just didn't love it. But her best one is probably Blackout.
Blackout?
Yeah.
Is that like I'm wasted kind of? Oh.
Yes.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Kind of. Yes. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Do you want to do one more?
Sure, let's do one more.
Great.
One
more question.
What's the best of the dregs there?
Oh my.
Or how many are left?
We have quite a few. I've used a lot of my favorite ones so far.
Should we do rapid fire?
Yeah.
We'll do rapid fire.
Okay.
You got like 5 seconds or less to answer.
Great.
What are you reading for fun right now?
I am reading for fun right now a book called On Bullshit, and it is a treatise about the nature of bullshit.
Wow. Literal? Or?
It is tiny too. I'm only like halfway through. I just got it yesterday. Go ahead.
Naked by David Sedaris.
Great.
What's your favorite thing to put in your mouth hole?
Pizza.
Boyfriend's penis.
This one's for Kyle. How do you keep your teeth so pretty? What's your secret?
Oh my God. My parents paid a lot of money for it when I was a kid. And then I did some whitening strips.
Oh. Stuart.
Go-to karaoke song.
Probably Easy by the Commodores.
Bad Romance.
Have you ever smuggled anything up your ass? From Maude Johnson.
Love.
Love squeezins.
Cross state lines with it. No one saw it coming.
No.
Is there an episode of Gayest that you are most proud of?
Goodness.
I would say recently, because we say weddings often. I say dogs often, but recently Gunkles. I really like that. That was really personal. And we talked about stereotypes in a unique way. So yeah, Gunkles.
Yeah, Gunkles was good. I think the Boners show in Chicago, and that's just because the content. I thought it was a good show, and all of the work that it took to get there.
Yeah.
What actor would you like to play you in a movie about your lives?
I mean, for Kyle, I would cast Armie Hammer. That's the answer.
Cannibalism and all.
Yeah.
I need to start eating people's toes just so that the cannibalism fits. And he doesn't have to do too much acting. I have no idea who would play you.
I don't either. Who would I want? I don't know.
Sandra Bullock.
How about Whoopi Goldberg?
Perfect casting choice. Perfect.
Has any gay bar in your gay bar review improved their score after?
Oh.
Let's see. I'm trying to remember the ones that I've actually done and then gone back to, like that I've gone and it was shitty and then I went back. Yes. The Moby Dick in San Francisco. I'll be giving the updated local gay bar review for it officially on the show eventually. There's a shitload of them in the queue right now, but it was better than the time before this last time that I went.
What made it better?
Well, hung out with Steve Douglas from San Francisco and hung out there. But it was, I don't know, I liked the Big Daddy beer or whatever the fuck the beer was called. I think it was called Daddy something.
Big Daddy beer.
Yeah.
If that's not a beer, it should be. I think we should wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
No more rapid fire ones. Okay, great.
Submit your Gayest and Straightest if you haven't yet, and that way Derek can pick one to read aloud. Every live episode or live stream, we take a shot when we take a break. So Mike is pouring us some, what is this, Rumpelstiltskin?
Rumpelstiltskin.
Rumpelminz.
Rumpelminz. It's peppermint schnapps. 100 proof peppermint schnapps. So I'm going to be on my lips after this, Kyle.
Hopefully we answered enough of your questions that you got a good taste. We'll be back to, next episode is going to be a live one from LA. So
yeah, come to LA. If you bought a ticket, come.
If you bought a ticket, show up.
If you didn't buy a ticket, you could still show up. You just have to be in the other room.
Just hang out and then you can meet and greet us after when the show's done.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Cool. Did we do it?
Yeah.
We answered the questions?
We answered a bunch of questions.
Should we take a break?
Yeah, let's take a break.
Let's take a break. This is the part where Mike and Kyle take a break. All right. It's shot time.
Shot time. Cheers.
To 350, Kyle.
To 350.
Oh, whoo. Fuck my ass. That's terrible.
That tastes like Christmas.
Yeah. Woo.
Tastes like I just blew a leprechaun. Yum.
Or a snowman?
Oh, yeah. Cute.
Blew an elf?
Blew an elf.
I bet that's what
man.
elf jizz tastes like. Like Santa's elves. Not like D&D elves.
No.
Santa's elves.
D&D elves' sperm tastes like dirt.
Yeah.
And they love it.
Are we back?
We're back.
We're back.
We are going to do our Gayest and Straightest.
We're going to do our Gayest and Straightest. But first, as we just said, we will be in Los Angeles this weekend. Like, if you're not on the live stream, when this drops on the normal feed on Thursday, it'll be just in 3 days from now on Sunday, September the 10th at 4 p.m. That's in the Silver Lake neighborhood at a bar called Akbar. It'll be great. We'll have fun.
Yeah. And then Houston on October 15th at noon at Kiki.
Yeah, get your tickets, especially if you live in Dallas.
Yeah, gayishpodcast.com/live. Come from all over to come see us, hopefully.
Come see an award-winning podcast live.
Also, we have a Pride 48 live stream that we are doing on September 21st at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. So Pride 48 weekend lasts all weekend, but that is our slot. So you can go to pride48.com to learn more about that or listen live on the Pride 48 stream when it happens.
Yeah, a lot of really great shows. And there's also a Pride 48 Discord server, and you can chat with each other, but also the hosts will be responsive on the chat as well during their shows. So, like, we've been hanging out with Pride 48 for a really long time. It's an awesome organization, and we're happy to be doing the stream for their final live stream weekend.
Final live stream. Yep.
Yeah.
Gayest and Straightest?
Let's do our Gayest and Straightest. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So the gayest thing about me this week is after Plant Daddy said that he liked my shorts, I bought like every color that they exist. So
Fossil Daddy?
Fossil Daddy, not Plant Daddy. Fossil Daddy. I'm sorry, Daddy. Don't punish me for that, or do. But yeah, so I bought black ones and I bought blue ones, and they're all just like, you know, skies out, thighs out, or whatever. Yeah.
They're shorty short shorts.
They are. You're welcome. And then the straightest thing about me is yesterday, despite having diarrhea, I went to the Washington State Fair. And there's just something straight about like looking at livestock and examining plants. And it was fun.
Did you purchase any new livestock that are currently in your home?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
But the boyfriend did win me a wiener dog, a stuffed wiener dog prize.
Oh. By doing what?
Playing the carnival games.
What game was it?
It was like there's 3 rows of clowns, and you have to knock the clowns over with the ball. And he figured it out.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah,
I feel like no one wins those.
And actually, that is a large wiener. He had to win 2 small wieners and trade them in for a large wiener. So
you won twice?
He won twice.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
My gayest is waiting for the microwave, standing with my hand on my hip in the like in the the Will and Grace style. I just realized I was standing there doing this number. And my straightest, I'm going to change to say in. What did I say earlier? Something about stones. You didn't have the.
You didn't have the stones.
No, I've never said that before in my life ever.
Don't know where that came from.
Don't know where that came from.
Brian, you ask in the chat, will that Pride 48 live stream be recorded for posterity? It will be our episode the Thursday after that. So we're going to be recording our episode live on the Pride 48 stream, but that will come out on our normal feed.
Yeah. Derek, do you have a Gayest and Straightest for us?
I have a Gayest and Straightest from Jeff on Facebook. He said, my Straightest was finished the weed removal around his bar, and his Gayest was sharing several cock pictures with the drag queen after he sent his.
Sharing dick pics with a drag queen is amazing.
Yeah. That's not gay. That's for sure.
Very gay.
Hey, Kyle.
Hey, Mike.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, everybody. Shut up. Kyle and I have to have a chat. We have a lot of stuff to open.
Okay.
Should that be our Patreon segment, or should we do it now?
Let's do it after the show, and we'll open some stuff, and then we'll decide later what to do with that.
Okay, we got a whole bunch of stuff. We're going to open it. It's going to be fun.
Ooh, yeah.
Great.
Okay. So that's it.
That's it.
Thank you to everyone
why do I sound surprised?
I don't know. It's got to end somewhere.
That's it.
This is what I say to the guys who are still at my place. Well, it's got to end sometime. Sometime you gots to go. Thank you to everyone who sent in questions. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, they're all right.
They're fine. And thank you to our super gap bridgers: Kit, Oliver, Andrew Bugby, William Bryant, Christopher M, John Carley, Stephen Portio, Stossel, Harry Shaw, Josh Copeland, Jonathan Montañez, Wadu, Frower Snail, Patrick Martin, James Barrow, Steve Douglas, Explosive Lasagna, Michael Covington, Just Jamie, Kevin Henderson, Thomas B, Timothy Sora, Dusty Sands, A. Coleman, Chris Kajatorians, and Jerome York. Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your support. We really do appreciate it.
Yep.
Here's 350 more.
Here's to 350 more. That's so many more episodes. My God.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Nobody wants that.
Asked, said nobody. Yep.
That is it. This has been Gayish from the Chris Kachatorian Studios. I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz. Until next week, be butch, be fabulous, be you.
See you next week in LA.
Bye. See you in LA.